Hey guys, today I'm going to show you my language learning journal, which is a video that's been requested quite a couple times before, and this is my journal for German. Oh, and at the end of this video I'm going to give some updates on how my channel is going to change, so I'll just talk about that at the end, but right now I'll just show you my journal. And this is a notebook I got from a local bookstore. It has a grid, I think that's what you call it. And I just sort of decorated the front page with a German flag and stuff. And so it's just a pretty simple notebook, and you can use any kind of notebook to make your own language learning journal. But yeah. So, on the left page here I have my goals, and I just sort of have 3 goals, which is to get a certain mark in a proficiency test, and also to finish my Duolingo tree. And the last one is to read all my German books, because I bought quite a few before, but I haven't gotten around to reading it yet. So those are the things I want to accomplish in learning German within 2018. And so, jumping right here, it's already the actual notebook. And over here in pencil is where I wrote a paragraph in German. And this was sort of just to test my writing abilities. And so what I did was I wrote out just some random sentences in German in the pencil. And then afterwards I used a black pen to just mark out all my grammar mistakes, and that's like sort of the way like a language teacher would mark it, I guess. So I just did it, and then I marked by correcting all my mistakes, and this just serves as like a mark of how far my German has progressed. But yeah, so that's that. And down here I have all my grammar points, and I just have several pages just of pure grammar. And I get all of my grammar stuff from this book, which is the most useful German learning resource I've used so far, because it has all of the grammar points you could possibly think of, and it's kind of a dull book, but then you really learn all the stuff you need to learn, which is great. And so I just read this book, and I will copy down some grammar points on my notebook. So these are all just the grammar stuff. And if any of you have learned German, you know that they have all those stupid like conjugations of everything, and they have all that nominative, dative, all that stuff. And so this is just a little chart where I put down all of the conjugations, and I try to memorize them, but honestly I haven't gotten there yet. I don't know all of them yet. But yeah, so these are more grammar. And down here in the black pen I will write down some vocabulary. So this was before I had a really organized system for keeping my new vocabulary, so I just sort of put them down here. It's very disorganized, I know. And over here we have more grammar, and sometimes I will just write the vocabs in between my grammar points. And the thing is, it's not organized because I don't put it into different sections. I just sort of do it chronologically, sort of like a journal. I just, every day, whatever I learn, I'll just write it down here. And so that's why it's all mixed up and everything, but it works for me because I think language is something you build up, and so if I do it chronologically I can see like what I learn every day, and I can build it up in this way, and so this works for me. And I have more grammar up until this point, and on this page I started doing a progress tracking. Since I have a really long summer holiday this year, I just wrote down all of the dates from June to August, and I put down the 4 sections that I want to work on, and when I do it on that day I will just tick it off. And so the first is Duolingo, just doing some of those exercises, and the second is reading, which is reading the German books I wrote out earlier. And the book I'm currently reading is actually a comic book. Well, it's not actually a comic book, it's a graphic novel, and so I've just been trying to read a bit every day or every other day, and whenever I do I will just tick off here, reading. And so the third aspect I'm working on is speaking, which is hard because I live in a Cantonese speaking country and nobody I know speaks German, at least around where I am, and so I don't really get a lot of chance to practice speaking. So something I do is I just like film myself speaking on my phone, and then I try to listen back and try to hear my mistakes or my lisps or things like that. And so speaking is sort of hard to do for me. That's why I haven't really been keeping up with it. And the fourth thing over here is grammar. And as I said, the grammar I learned comes from this book. And so whenever I learn some grammar or I write notes on it, I will just tick it off here. And so that's how my progress has been so far. And as you can see, I don't really do everything every day, but I try, and this helps to keep me accountable. And the last page of my notebook is vocabulary. And I only started this page a few weeks ago because I realized that putting my vocabs in the middle of the grammar wasn't particularly useful because I couldn't find it when I needed it. And so I just started a whole new page for my vocabulary. And this page is sort of where the grid comes into use. So I just have a column for German, a column for the English translation, and I just have a little area here where I'll tick off whenever I understand and memorize the word. And so what I do is basically I get my vocabulary from reading books, and currently I'm reading this book, so whenever I come across a word I don't know, I will copy it down here and find the English translation. And then whenever I have some extra time, I would just sort of try to memorize them, and I do it in the way like you would do flashcards or something. So I cover up the German parts, and I will try to remember nowhere is nirgendwo. Okay, and so I will just try to memorize the German of these English words, and whenever I get it right a few times in a row, then I will just tick it off, and that means I know the word. And yeah, so this is how I've been working on my vocabulary this month, and it's been working well for me because I have all my vocabulary in one place and I can just sort of study them when I need to. And so that is all for my language learning notebook. Actually, I do have one more page at the back, but I don't use it that much. It is for references, and because before I used to use a lot of online resources for learning German, but I don't use them anymore. So when I did have those online resources, I would write down like some references over here, but now I don't do that anymore, so this page is sort of useless. But yeah, this is what my German notebook looks like. Oh yeah, and I just sort of want to talk about the changes I'll make to this channel. So the thing is, I finished my exams in April, and those are my final exams for high school, which means that I won't do any studying until university in September. So these few months I've just been enjoying my free time or going to work and stuff like that, and so I've been sort of lacking stuff to film on my channel, and so that's why I haven't been putting up videos. But basically I still want to make videos, and so for the next few months or so, my videos are not going to be so specifically about studying, but I'll just do sort of more lifestyle stuff. And I hope you guys understand, because I really can't film any studying videos because I don't study anymore, and I threw away all my books and my notebooks, and I just don't really have anything in that area to film. And so I'll be filming different kinds of videos, and I hope you guys continue to enjoy those. And so that is really all for now, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!